Oh, yes, this is how we are starting, huh? You want to say hi, cutie pie? This is my director of cuteness. Say hi, Carmelo. Yes, say hi. You want to look at the people? They don't want to see the back of you. Look right here. Look right here. Say hi. Are Harry and Meghan's royal titles finally on the line? Could their California dreams cost them their Duke and Duchess titles? Or I should say Meghan Markle's California dreams. Could it cost them their Duke and Duchess titles? And they use these titles as a crutch within Hollywood and for their own self-importance feeling and ego and to have access to certain people and organizations. Well, it looks like they might be jeopardizing it because they just may have crossed the line. They have recently restructured their brand yet again. I'm really not sure what number of rebrand we're on now, but it's up there in the double digits, I'm quite sure. Guess what it resembles? The British royal family's structure. You know, the whole family that they escaped from on a freedom flight in March of 2020, and they came to America and gave a bombshell interview to Oprah explaining how horrid their experience was over in the UK. Well, here they are in the United States, recreating what they left in the UK. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carla and I am a royal watcher. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers last week. It has been explosive, exciting, exhilarating, and caught by complete surprise. I am very, very grateful. So thank you so much. And if you enjoy, for the new people that are here, if you enjoy royalty, jewelry, and talking gossip, then this is your channel because that's what I do here. I do have quite a bit of knowledge on jewelry. So periodically I'll talk a little bit about some of the jewels that are within the royal family. And we usually do some tiara talk and all of that good stuff. But today I am going to be talking about a few other things. I want to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle because, oh my gosh, yet again, they are at it. Yes, they are.
There's a hierarchy of the family.
And at the end of this video, I want to ask my brothers and sisters that come from me for coming at Meghan. I want to ask you a genuine question at the end, and I'd like to hear your genuine answer. So make sure you stick around. So the questions buzzing around Harry and Meghan ever since they fled the gilded cage of the British monarchy to seek freedom, a new life, a chance to rewrite their own scripts. Yet, here they are in sunny California, building what looks suspiciously like a court of their own. Is this their new venture, a clever rebranding exercise, or is it a move that could finally sever their last formal ties to the House of Windsor? The stakes, as ever with these two, pun intended, are incredibly high. One wrong move and their titles can be vanished. Their dramatic exit in 2020 was meant to be a step away from royal duty, and they spoke of the intolerable pressures and the desire for their privacy. They wanted to carve out a progressive role, but the path they've chosen has been everything but private. They've done bombshell interviews, tell-all books, and now they are fully staffed operating as a royal court. Yes, that's the private life they were looking for, right? As the public watches, we're fascinated. Are they mavericks or are they simply just a few misfits with a microphone? Successfully navigating a very modern royal establishment out of Montecito is no small affair. And judging how all of their other endeavors have turned out and embarked on since stepping down as senior working royals, I think it's safe to assume this will not end well. This royal court move is supposed to signal a new chapter, another rebrand. Yes, another rebrand. Harry and Meghan, rebrand, take number 200. I'm going to read an article by Charlotte Griffiths, who's an editor-at-large for The Mail on Sunday with the Daily Mail. This story broke on Sunday, and then we'll delve into the new setup. We'll look at the structure of Harry and Meghan's team, their commercial ambitions, and the swirling accusations of hypocrisy on so many levels. And ultimately, we'll consider the most pressing question of all. Will this Montecito/Sussex court, this bold assertion of independence, lead to King Charles or eventually King William stripping Harry and Meghan of their coveted royal titles? The answer could reshape their future and the British royal monarchy itself. They're trying to restructure a household as a cut and paste mini version of the British royal household. And this isn't just a couple of working from home with a PA. It's a little bit bigger than that, or at least they're making it bigger than that. It's an organized organization. Prince Harry has his own chief of staff, and so does Meghan Markle. This duel has leadership structure mirrors the kind of operation one might find supporting senior royals back in the United Kingdom. The Duke and Duchess have created their own royal household. Notice that Duchess has a hyperlink, but Duke does not. This is all about Meghan all the time. The Mail on Sunday can reveal. That's just me throwing a little blurb in there. The couple who left their roles as senior royals in 2020 has dramatically revamped the structure of their staff to make it more like a hierarchical system that has successfully underpinned Prince Harry's family for decades. Meredith Kendall-Maines, a seasoned communications strategist whose role has already drawn comparisons to Sir Clive Alderton, a formidable private secretary to King Charles and Queen Camilla, will be at the helm of the team of 11 operating out of Montecito, California, and the UK. The new operation will run separately to Archewell and the Sussex's Philanthropic Foundation. The Mail on Sunday can reveal the restructuring, which will see each senior appointee earning a six-figure salary, will include the Duke and Duchess having their own chief of staff. Harry launches his own yet undisclosed commercial venture in the next few months. Meghan's lifestyle business, as ever, expanding its range of products later this year. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. She just said that she's not going to be restocking until 2026, and I don't think jam is her jam anymore. Yeah, I'm not. You can't make this up. You cannot. The Duke is said to have been growing increasingly weary of the negative publicity he and Meghan have attracted, particularly in the UK, where he has been fighting several legal cases over privacy and security. The couple who celebrated their 7th wedding anniversary last week said to be keen to rehabilitate their reputations after several damaging blows to their popularity in poll ratings. Good luck. Good luck. Prince Harry's case has deepened the rift with his father, King Charles, during a BBC interview earlier this month, following his failed court bid to reinstate his UK security, claiming the decision was a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. Meanwhile, critics of Meghan have described her latest business broadcasting projects as unrelatable and out of touch, which it really is. Last night, a source told the newspaper a royal household style structure will give them both a streamlined framework that has been missing since they left the royal family. The recent polling show that Harry is one of the lowest regarded royals, means that he has the last conceded that there's nowhere to go but up. There's humility there. It's time to streamline his operation and find a new way of getting his message across. Service above oneself is the cornerstone of everything he does. Previously, the Sussexes relied on informal advisors, but the hope is that by following the same trusted methods as the monarchy, they'll be able to safeguard their reputation and build their business and philanthropic interests. One of the first tasks of the operation will be to mastermind the launch of Harry's own commercial venture as he attempts to find new purpose after stepping away from his African charity Sentebale amid bullying accusations by its chair. Now, I did a video on the Sentebale with Dr. Sophie Chandauka. That was huge. It's still ongoing. I think I'm going to put a link to the video so that you can watch that. It's really interesting. Please do. He's not going to get away from that. He's not going to get away from that. And how can you take him seriously when there's such serious accusations about that? Harry and Meghan are just desperate to just rehabilitate their reputation, not because they want to do philanthropic work, but because they want to be able to monetize off of their names and titles. While it's understood the prince will continue to focus on Invictus Games Foundation, he is also said to have commercial ideas of his own. The details of which will be revealed later this year. A source said, Harry is unkindly described as the spare to Meghan's endeavors. In reality, he has been giving her the space to flourish. Now it's time to throw himself into an exciting new work. Invictus will always come first, but he has also been working on commercial ideas of his own. The new household will also help steer Meghan's businesses as ever, as it prepares to launch new products alongside its sold-out range of jams and teas. And it was not jams, it was spread. Remember, she said jam is my jam, and because it was so runny and not enough fruit in it that they couldn't even call it jam. So they're lying. But anyway, reporting directly to Ms. Maines will be Meghan and Harry's new two chief of staff. Miranda Barbett, a veteran political and media advisor who helped re-elect U.S. President Barack Obama in 2012, will work solely for Harry. First hired by the Sussexes in 2022, she is already a trusted hand and masterminded their successful 3-day trip to Nigeria last year, which was said to have been controlled skillfully. That was a disaster. That Nigeria trip was crazy. I mean, I actually did a video on that too. I'll post that in there because it was so disrespectful to the great people of Nigeria. Just the way just the way Meghan dressed throughout the entire event. Sarah Fosmo, a former aide to Microsoft billionaire Bill Gates, will focus her efforts on supporting Meghan. The 45-year-old, whose appointment was announced this month, will oversee a dynamic period of growth for the Duchess, who is rolling out another series of her Netflix lifestyle show, With Love, Meghan, adding further products to as ever and continuing to produce episodes for her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder. Intriguingly, a long-term aide, James Holt, who featured the couple's Heart of Invictus Netflix docuseries, will not be a part of the new household, but will remain in charge of Archewell. Liam Maguire, who, like Harry, is a graduate of the Royal Military Academy in Sandhurst, will take on a senior UK-based role and will be the man in charge of the Prince's media relations at home. Mr. Maguire managed to press for the inaugural Invictus Games in London in 2014 and led the agency team which supported the Invictus Game Foundation in 2018. He also accompanied the couple in their first overseas royal tour to Australia the same year. Charlie Gibson, previously a PR manager for Pedigree Chum and Mars, and until recently the Sussexes' primary UK press officer, will work alongside Mr. Maguire under the restructure. So they're really putting a lot of people into these roles, and they're trying to recreate what the British monarchy already has in place. Why didn't they just stay with the British royal family? And I can tell you why they didn't want to stay with the British royal family. Because they didn't like the hierarchy. So they want to bring this over to the United States on U.S. soil and create a hierarchy here. But guess what? We don't like a hierarchy, and we don't like royalty because we actually defended the rights of Americans and fought a war against the British, and we are independent of them as of July 4th, 1776. But anyway, I am going to make this into a two-part series because it's a lot to unpack in this article, but I just do still have a question that I posed to my brothers and sisters that come for me for coming for Meghan Markle. I want to show you this picture right here. And as you're looking at it, I want you to tell me, do you see what I see? Or I guess I want you to tell me, do you see what I don't see? Meghan Markle has no representation of us here. But she damn sure wants us to come to her aid when she needs some help and she needs someone to bolster and lift her up and she needs someone to come to her defense. But no one's good enough to work as a senior working person of their royal court in Montecito. I mean, of all of these qualified people in the United States, Black women are some of the most highly educated and skilled women in the United States. But here we are looking at this photo and I see not one Black American person. And that's the issue I have with Meghan Markle. You would think that's the first thing that she would do, but she didn't. And with that being said, that's all I have for today. I have to break this up into two parts. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you tune in again because there is a part 2 and that will be released not tomorrow, but the day after. So be sure to hit the like, subscribe button so you can be notified each and every time I drop a new video because this one's a hot one. That's why I was drinking hot tea. It was hot. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me and I will see you soon. Bye.